Well, what's up, guys? Got Dave here, just cruising. Getting a late start on it because I put all this stuff on the Husqvarna. I put the Scott steering dampener kit on there, installed that with the new handlebar mount, and I installed the Supermoto mirrors and took off the Mickey Mouse ears. So that's all changed up. And I wanted to talk about low tire pressure and how much I love it and how much I would recommend to everyone out there. You know, it's like people are like, make sure your tires aren't too low, but at the same time it's scary if your tires are too hard. Like 5 psi lower than the OEM, like what the factory recommends, you know, what that sticker is on the frame or whatever, what they recommend for that bike. Just go like 5. So if it's like, say it's like 38 in the front and like 35 in the back, then go like 33 in the front and go like 30 in the back, you know, or something like that. You know, like just go like 5 psi lower than the manufacturer recommends, because that's basically what I do in all of these bikes. And there was one time I took my bike to the dealership and I forget what I had. I think it was just like a service or something done, and they aired the freaking tires up to like factory setting, and I was riding it home and like I went around a couple of turns and I was like, dude, why does this bike feel so freaking skittish and like compared to what I'm used to? Like, why doesn't it feel as stuck to the ground as I'm used to? It matters a lot, you know, like how your bike feels, how it handles, how it turns. And too low of tire pressure in the front will definitely, like, it'll make it turn sluggish. You know, it won't be like as crisp as a harder front tire, but at the same time it won't want to wash out as much either. So it's all give and take, you know. It's like you got to try different tire pressures, you know, on your bike and see what you think is good. You know, like if you've got like a little twisty section next to your house, then it's like do like 25 and 25 and go hit the twisties, and then do 30 and 30 and go hit the twist, you know, and see what each one feels like to you, you know, because everybody's preference is different. You know, I'm just giving you my opinion. The reason why I'm talking about this, like what brought this up, why I'm thinking about it, is last Sunday I was up at the Rock store and everyone was looking at that 701 that I got, and one guy was like, you know, like, what the heck kind of tires are those? And I'm like, oh, those are good, dude. Those are like the Continental, they're called the Conti Attack SM tires, and they're just like Continental's Supermoto tires. And I go, in addition to them being nice and sticky, I only run 25 psi front and back. And the guys are like, what the heck? And I'm all, well, first of all, I only weigh 150 pounds. So usually when I set a bike up, I have to loosen up, like I have to take turns out of the coil spring in the rear just to get the rider sag to be correct, you know, stuff like that. Like I'll wait and see. I'll let you guys know what I end up doing with the new 701 when I set the suspension up on that, because I haven't touched it yet. I've just been riding it around stock. I'm just kind of like getting the feel of it and waiting until I get the feel of it before I change anything on it. But for me, having low tire pressure, when I come into a turn like this, second gear, and I'm like, brr, dude, it feels way better to me having the tires squishy and soft than it does having hard tires. And I've heard that most bikes, like suspension wise and tire pressure recommendation wise, are set up for a 180 pound rider. So it's, I'm not 180 pounds. You know, so it's like, and if you're over that, then maybe you should think about that too. Maybe you should go with the OEM manufacturer's recommendations, you know, and stick with that when you're setting a bike up. But for me, doing the pressure a little bit lower in the tires, it seems like it lets those tires squish a little bit, and it gives me a slightly larger contact patch. So like when I'm going around turns and stuff, it works really good. I would definitely encourage everyone to use low tire pressure, you know, like or at least experiment with it and let me know what you think. You know, don't go so low that it's rolling the tire off the bead or something like that. But it's like, dude, it like, in my opinion, it goes off of bike weight. And like the Duke 690, it weighs like 360 pounds, and I run 25 and 25. And then this bike, it weighs 260 pounds, and I run 20 and 20. I think the Grom weighs 230, and I run 20 and 20 in those tires. But then the Super Duke, the 1290, that thing's a lot more. That thing's probably like 450 or so. And I actually run 30 and 30 in those tires. But the recommended, I think, is like 38 and something, like, you know, like it's like really high. You know, like the recommended's like 35 and I just run 30, you know. And then I think like the recommended for the Duke 690 is like 30 and I run 25. And then this, it doesn't matter, because normally it's like in knobby tires you're only running like 15 pounds or something. I just figured I would talk about that, let you know what I think about that. And I mean, let me know what you think, you know, let me know what your experience is as far as like the best way to go for tire pressure, you know, like if you just run it exactly what the manufacturer specifies for that bike, or what, you know, or if you do a custom thing like I do. Leave me a message, and if you've got a different opinion than mine or whatever, and I will talk to you soon. Later.